Good morning, dear students. In your English class, today we will learn Chapter 4.1, The Wet. This is a poem by Guy Boas. Today we are a very beautiful poem. It talks about what a vet does and thus how we must respect the work of a vet. Vet are basically doctors of animals. Let us know something about a vet. Who is a vet? Do you know, children, who is a vet? The vet means a veterinary doctor. If we go to a doctor, we can talk to them, right? But in the case of animals, they cannot talk. They cannot tell their problems, what they are feeling. They cannot express. So the doctor has to study deeply. He has to understand the behaviors, understand the animals, how they react, what are their problems. He has to study more deeply. Now look at this picture. You see two pictures over here, right? One on the left and one on the right. Now the one over here, you can see this doctor over here is tending to the hand, to the paw of the dog and bandaging the dog. Over here you see a lady doctor checking the heartbeat of the dog or the puppy, little puppy. So what does the veterinarian do? These are the duties. They take X-ray of animals, diagnose and treat health problems for animals. They treat the suture and dress the wounds, as you have seen here, and here it is. And they also give vaccinations. Yes, they give injections, vaccinations, like how we have been given vaccinations. Similarly, for dogs also and other cats, vaccinations are given, doses are given. So we will learn about this and what are the problems of animals in this poem. Okay, let's go ahead. Firstly, let's do an activity, interesting activity this is. You're going to love it. It's about pets. Which pet do you like? Now here's a funny video of animals, dogs, birds, fish that people keep as pets. I'm sure some of you must be having pets at home, right? Which one do you have, children? Or which, if you don't have, which one would you like to keep? I want you to type in the comments section below also and in the classroom also. So let's watch this video.
Love you.
Midnight. What's wrong? Don't.
Mama. Good boy. Mama.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Now that you have seen the video of the animals, now let's get into the poem. Firstly, let us know who is the poet. The poet is Guy Boas. Here's a picture of him. Now, who was he? Let us learn about him. Guy Boas, born in 1896 and died in 1966, was an international scholar and was involved in the English Association. He was the headmaster of Sloane School in Chelsea, which is in England. He was a skilled producer of William Shakespearean plays, means dramas. He was a producer of dramas of William Shakespeare. He has written some books. Some of the books he wrote were A Teacher's Story, Punch, here you can see the picture of the book, and Modern English Prose, here you can see. So these are the books which he have written, and he was a headmaster of the school. Now let's go ahead. Now we will do the poem reading. I want to listen and read along with the teacher of this poem. Okay? Read the poem, read the words carefully, listen to the words, and after reading poem, next you will listen carefully to the explanation of the poem. Pay careful attention, very interesting it is going to be.
The vet. To be a successful and competent vet needs knowledge exceedingly wide. For each of the patients he is likely to get possesses a different insight. He must know why the cat is refusing her milk, why the dog is not eating his bone, why the coat of the horse is not shining like silk, why the parrot does nothing but groan, why the ducks and the chickens are failing to lay, why so faint the canary bird sings. And if he is called to the zoo, he must say an incredible number of things. If the lion's caught a cold, if the zebra's getting old, if the centipede has trouble with his feet, if the hippo's feeling ill, if the bison's got a chill, if the Arctic fox is suffering from heat, if some virulent disease has attacked the chimpanzees, if the tortoise hasn't strayed for several years, if the bear's too full of buns, if the cobra eats her son, if the panther has a wife who chews his ears, if giraffes have had a tiff and their necks are feeling stiff, if hyenas will not laugh at keeper's jokes, if the monkey's pinched his tail, if the rhino's looking pale, if the elephant eats paper bags and chokes, if the camel hurts his hump, if the kangaroo won't jump, if the crocodile turns cannibal and bites, they run away and get that omniscient, the vet, and expect him to put everything to rights. Profoundly I pity the vet who must learn such a very great deal for his pay. My son, I advise you most strongly to earn You are living an easier way. Don't attempt to attend the zoological crowd. A far more advisable plan is to call yourself doctor and so be allowed to treat the illness of man. Thank you.
Okay. Let us start. To be a successful and competent vet. Now, what do you mean by competent? Competent means something who have abilities or specialize in his own subject, having necessary ability, knowledge, or skill to do something very successfully. So, to be a successful and competent vet, what do you require? Needs knowledge exceedingly wide. If you really want to be a very successful vet, you should have possess knowledge about about at almost everything regarding the animals. For each of the patient he is likely to get. Now animals, they are not of same kinds, animals and birds, they are different, possesses a different insight. So their anatomical structure, their internal body parts are different from each other, from every other animal. He must know why the cat is refusing her milk. If a cat is not drinking her milk, then he must know why she is not doing it. Okay, so he should also know why cat is going through such kind of mood swings. Then why dog is not eating the bone. So why dog is not eating the bone? Cat is not drinking the milk, dog is not eating the bone, and they cannot tell you, right? They cannot speak like us. So he must know what is the problem. Why coat of horse is not shining like the silk. Even if the coat of horse is not shining like the silk, he should know what might be the reason behind it. Okay? What does he have any kind of skin problem or anything? Then why does the parrot nothing but groan? Groan means what? Groan means to make a harsh sound when something is paining. So, if the parrot is groaning, that means something is paining, definitely paining. But still, he cannot tell. Okay? Not all the parrots speak, right? Only few parrots can speak. That too, they are just imitating the human beings. They are just copying the human beings. Next stanza. Then he must know why the ducks and chickens are failing to lay. If the ducks and chickens cannot lay eggs, he must know why they can't do so. Okay. What is the cause of infertility? Then why so faint the canary bird sings? Why so faint the canary bird sing? Even if we know the sound of canary bird, right? The canary bird sings very sweetly. But if the canary bird is singing very faintly in a very dull manner, then he must know the reason. Then, and he is, and if he is called to the zoo, he must say incredible number of things. Why incredible number of things? Because at zoo he will come across different kinds of animal. For example, if he comes across lion, if the lion's got cold, then if the zebra is getting old, he should know this thing, why it is happening. Zebra is getting too old. It's age wise it is young, but if it is getting old, then what problem the zebra might be facing. If centipede, the smallest creature also, if the centipede has trouble with his feet, you know how many feet centipede has, right? They have many legs, 30 to 40. In fact, some people call them 100-legged. Okay, but they literally don't have 100 legs, but many legs. So if centipede has trouble with his feet, if hippo's feeling ill, if the bison's got a chill means if he is, suffering from cold. Then if Arctic fox, okay, who is used to very cold environment, okay, snowy environment, is suffering from heat, then too the vet should know the problem. Means not only different kinds of animal, but also animals from different regions. Okay, he should know about all of them, about their anatomical structure, about their inside of the body. Okay. Next stanza. If some virulent means was disease caused by virus. Okay, we all know about the very well now disease, what kind of diseases can be caused because of the virus. So if such kind of virulent disease has attacked chimpanzees, okay, and these days that avian influenza we can find among the birds, different kinds of birds, right? Because of bird flu, that now the vets really might be facing tough time to find to track down the causes and the consequences of this bird flu, of this virulent disease which has spread among the birds. So if some virulent disease has attacked chimpanzees, if tortoise hasn't stirred means what? If the tortoise hasn't stirred means moved for several years, not literally several years but for a long time. Then if bear is too full of buns, if bear is constantly eating and just eating, and if the cobra eats her sons, so cobra is so hungry that it is ready to eat her sons, its own eggs also. So the vet should know the reasons behind all this. If the panther has a wife who chews his ears, okay, so that also vet should know why, what is the problem between that husband and wife. Okay. So he should not only know the physical problem with the animals, but also why, the mental problem, why they are behaving like this. You should also trace the reason behind that. If giraffes had a tiff, okay, if there is a fight between giraffes, and if you have ever watched Discovery Channel, you can see that how do they fight. Their strongest weapon is their neck, okay, and they fight with the help of their neck. So if giraffes fight and their necks are feeling stiff, and because of that fight their neck is feeling stiff means what? Because after the fight, if they are not able to bend or move their neck properly, it's not flexible enough, then why it has become this so stiff. Okay, where is the problem? If hyenas will not laugh at keeper's joke, okay, hyenas will not laugh at keepers. Usually hyenas, their face appear as if they are laughing or smiling, and if it is not smiling, if there are some different expressions on hyena's face, then what might be the reason? Then if the monkey's pinched his own tail, okay, then what is the problem with that monkey? That is not so like his monkey. He would pinch others tail, or other people, but he won't pinch his own tail. Then if the rhino is looking pale, if the rhino is looking very sick and pale, no, then what is the problem with that rhinoceros? That also the vet should be able to tell. So these are some of the incredible number of things which he has to tell. Moving further, if the elephants eats paper bags and chokes, if the elephants eat paper bags and then chokes, what to do? Elephant will go mad and drive other crazy, right? It's such a big animal. Then if camel hurts his hump, you know camel's hump is really important, and if that part is really injured, that it stores water and everything in the hump, and if that hump is only injured, what will camel do? So if camels hurts his hump, then if the kangaroo won't jump, kangaroo, their main thing is only jumping, main characteristic is jumping, and if it is not ready to jump, then why it is not jumping, to find out the reason and what should be done to make sure that it jumps back again. Then if the crocodile turns cannibal and bites. Now cannibal, in your textbook the meaning is given one who eats human flesh, but the actual meaning of cannibal is one who eats its own species. Okay, so actually the writer wanted to say if the crocodile eats other crocodiles. Okay, cannibal, that's the meaning of cannibal. So I have given the meaning of cannibal, this meaning which I told cannibal in the video. However, you can learn both. Then they run away and get that omniscient. Omniscient means what? One who knows everything. Why that is called omniscient over here? Omniscient because he should know about different kinds of animals, birds, water animals, so different kinds of mammals, reptiles, birds and aquatic animals. You should have knowledge about all these creatures. That's why omniscient with, and expect him to put everything to rights. Not only should he know the reason behind it, but he should also know the treatment for all these diseases. Profoundly I pity. Profoundly means what? Deeply I pity. Profoundly I pity. Why does the author pity over here? Who must learn such a very great deal of pay. Such a very great deal of his pay. Means they get paid very little actually. Profoundly I pity means what? Pity means to have sympathy, to feel sad. Who must learn such a very great deal for his pay. He should know so many things, he should be able to treat so many diseases of different kinds of animals, but the pay they get is very and really less. So the poet over here is giving advice to his son. Probably poet is speaking. The poet is Guy Boas, but the speaker is a vet himself. Okay, he is talking from a speaker's vet's point of view. So probably this vet is giving advice either to his son or to his or her apprentice. Apprentice means what? Successor, who is going to become vet after completing his or her internship. Okay. So, my son, I advise you most strongly to earn your living an easier way. And how to earn your living an easier way? Instead of becoming vet of animals, you become doctor of humans. Don't attempt to attend the zoological crowd. Zoological crowd means all these animals which you can find at zoo. Don't attempt to attend the zoological crowd. A far more advisable plan is to call yourself doctor and so be allowed to treat the illness of man. At least you will get paid properly, and the proper respect which you deserve you will get only when you treat man's illness, because human beings can speak, okay, and they can understand their own pain, but very few human beings are there who understand pain of animals and birds which these creatures go through. So vet does that. Vet, they understand their pain, they try to provide the treatment also, they try with their level best, but their job is not really appreciated by many people. Why? Because they are treating animals, not human beings. Okay, and the very nature of human beings, it shows, is selfish, because animals can't speak, they don't have they don't they have feelings, but human beings don't get it, people don't get it. That is why doctors are much more respected as compared to the veterinarians. Okay, veterinarians deserve equal respect, just like cardiologists, just like a pediatrician, just like a dentist, ophthalmologist. Veterinarian also belongs to the same category, the same rank.
Now that you have listened carefully to the explanation of the poem, we come to the writing part of this poem. Yes, now you have to start writing. We are going to read and write the meanings and the rhyme scheme. Here you can see the meanings, and this is the rhyme scheme. A video will be playing. You can pause the video and write down the meanings and the rhyme scheme. Write them in your notebook, okay? The rhyme scheme of the first and second stanza are shown, okay? This is how to write the rhyme scheme. A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. Okay. Now you have to find out the rhyme scheme of the third and the sixth stanza. First and second are given. Third and sixth you have to find out. Next we will be learning and writing about the figures of speech and the poem analysis. You will first learn them, then you will write them. There is simile, metaphor, hyperbole, personification. These are all the figure of speech in the poem. Note them all in your book. Okay, thank you.
These are the meanings. Copy them in your textbook. Also write the meanings which are given in the scaffolding in your textbook. Okay. Pause and write. After writing the meanings, write down rhyme scheme in your textbook. Purposely, I haven't kept windows shut while recording this lecture so that you can hear the sound of dogs and birds. Because this poetry, the theme is only the wet. Okay, now let's have a look at the rhyme scheme. To be a successful and competent vet, okay, it's ending with vet. The very first letter we group it as A. The second line in the first stanza needs knowledge exceedingly wide. Now wide is not rhyming with wet. That is why it will be grouped as B. The next line. For each of the patients he is likely to get. Now get is rhyming with wet. That is why again A. Possesses a different inside. Okay. Inside is rhyming with wide. So B, AB is the rhyme scheme of the first stanza. And the rhyme scheme, if you look the second stanza, is also similar. But that doesn't mean the rhyme scheme for all the other stanzas is same. Read the poem carefully, read the poetry carefully, and find out rhyme scheme for each stanza. Okay, that's your assignment. That's your first assignment. Okay, write the poem, write the meanings, and then write the rhyme scheme of each stanza. Then alliteration is also there, I guess. Inversion is there. I haven't mentioned on this screen all of them. However, in the video, I covered as much as possible. Let us have a look at the first one, simile. So the coat of the horse is not shining like silk, not shining like silk. So the word like is over here used to compare silk and the coat of the horse, the mane of horse. Okay. So this figure of speech is simile. It's very easy to recognize. The next figure of speech can be hyperbole if the bear is too full of buns. Okay. Now, full of buns doesn't literally mean that bear is full of buns. Its body is made up of buns or stuffed with buns. It means that bear is attacked by some kind of disease which produce lumps into his body. So that's why bear is full of buns. Okay. Now, if cobra is eating her sons, now cobra is might not be literally eating her own sons, but her sons represent, every other small animals which the cobra might be attacking. So cobra has grown so aggressive that it is attacking all sorts of small animals. So eats her sons. Here, sons is indirectly compared to the other small animals. Now, if the panther has a wife who chews his ears, now this is again an hyperbole actually. Chews his ears doesn't literally mean panther's wife is chewing his ears of any other. So one panther is not chewing the ears of other panther, but it means that panther is a troublesome. It is troubling other panther. So this is an example of hyperbole, an exaggeration. So this is an overstatement. Personification. If hyenas will not laugh at keeper's joke. See, hyenas, as I told you, they don't laugh. Their face looks like they are smiling. Okay, but however, if the facial expressions are different, there might be something wrong with hyenas. So, quality of laughing over here, which is a human quality, is given to hyenas. That is why this is personification. This one is onomatopoeia. Why the parrot does nothing but groan. See, the figure of speech is onomatopoeia because groan means to make harsh sound as of creaking, you know, because of a sudden pain or a prolonged strain. That's why it's onomatopoeia. One more example of metaphor, the omniscient vet. The figure of speech used here is metaphor. Why? Because omniscient means someone who is supposed to know everything. The vet might not know everything. Okay, not everything. He might know everything about the animals, but not each and everything. Okay, in the world. So the vet might not know everything, but is decided by the world as omniscient, who knows everything about every animal. So omniscient, usually we actually call omniscient to God. Okay, so indirectly he is compared to God. That's why it's metaphor. Again, one more example of metaphor is there. Don't attempt to attend the zoological crowd. Yes, this is an alliteration also, but we can call it metaphor too. The figure of speech here is a metaphor. Zoological crowd doesn't literally means anything that is in the zoo. No, if human beings are visiting the zoo, they cannot be called zoological crowd. But anything that is not human, okay, but any animal living outside or inside the zoo. So zoological crowd over here basically represents all the animals the writer, the poet is talking about. It's a metaphor. The zoological crowd are in the animals, all the animals are indirectly referred as zoological crowd. Then there's an example of inversion. Why so faint the canary bird sings? The figure of speech is inversion because words are not arranged in the correct prose order. And the order should be, why does the canary bird sing so faint? Those were the figures of speech. There might be some more. You find it out. Okay. Read the poem thoroughly. Read the notes, your figures of speech notes. And if you find more, well and good, mention those in your notebook. Okay. Write down all the figures of speech in the notebook. Now, here are some of the pointers given for poetry analysis. Read those and construct it in the form of paragraph. Convert it in the form of paragraph. Okay. You can write down these points and then convert it into paragraph. Purposely I have kept this rhyme scheme and rhythm, this part covered, censored, because you have to find out rhyme scheme for each and every stanza. Figure of speech only two are mentioned over here. Rest of the figures of speech you have to find out and add